Get ready for gold. Both sides are ready. We're going to be watching New Era taking on Zeal. If you've been watching today, you'll be very familiar with plays like this from Wilmot.
Absolutely. What you didn't see on screen was a little bit earlier. We had New Era take on Dark Horse, and New Era obviously came out the winner there, and Zeal took on Apex. And even though Apex was seated higher, Zeal took the win. So now on the other courts, we've got Apex and Apex and Dark Horse. And then we also have Tempest playing Helens for that 5th and final spot.
Which we will see at the end of today.
Absolutely. So we know who our top 5 or who our top 4 are, but we don't know who our top 5 are, and we don't know the order just quite yet. Zeal coming out of the gate real strong here.
Although remaining players, Cherte and Grenier on the wings, might be a little tough to get rid of here. The hammer goes, but it's trying to take out the post.
We seem, you know what, on the receiving end of any one of these throws here, we should be really careful because if we're not paying attention, we might just lose an eyeball.
Wilmot, defensive play call.
Neither of these teams are strangers to this position. Almost every player on this court has been in a position playing for gold at Provincials sometime in the recent years. So
while we're watching, it's New Era hoping to have a three-peat.
Yep, New Era has a title to defend, and Zeal, I think, came out of last Provincials in 3rd. Possibly. Yes, I'm getting the nod from our producer. Yes, Emily, it was 3rd. You're very smart. Thanks very much.
Those were his exact words.
They were, yeah.
How he can do that with a nod, it's incredible.
I know. I just saw it. This is a really calm game. They're playing carefully. They're playing smart, and both of these teams thrive in chaos, and neither one wants to give the upper hand by letting the chaos ensue.
Cross clips Oko. Now 4v3. Burden of throw is on Zeal.
What do you think's going to happen here, Ben? What do you think the outcome of this game is going to be?
Now that's a tricky one. I'm curious how many it was. So score previously was 8-3 for Zeal versus Apex.
I don't know. I think it was 8-3, and New Era was 8-1 or 9-1 against Dark Horse.
Okay, so we're talking 10 or 11 sets. Yeah. I think what we're seeing here is on the under for that.
I think
possibly
so.
9.
Yeah.
Just like the like you said, like it's not like it's going slow, but no one's going crazy fast. Even like Wilmot, he's charging, he's retreating. They're going to make a team play.
You know, I don't think that these teams can play this calmly for the entire 40 minutes. I truly don't think
they'll return to their true nature in a moment.
Yep, yeah, I think that these are big players with big arms, and they really want to show everybody what they got.
So I'm going to guess 6-3 in favor of New Era.
6-3 for New Era. All right. I think there's going to be a couple more rounds than that. I think that things are going to speed up here in a few minutes, and we're going to have
wow.
It's going to end 7-5.
7-5.
7-5 in my estimation.
As a fan of the sport, I would love a close match like that.
Yeah. But
we're about to be through 4 minutes, and there's still 6 players on the court.
I'd love to be proven wrong. I honestly would. I know it's not quite as like edge of your seat, like balls to the wall excitement. Am I allowed to say that? I already did. I just did.
Or dodgeballs to the walls.
Dodgeballs to the walls, yeah. But I love a slow controlled game. I love the discipline that both these teams are showing right now. It's hard. Your adrenaline's pumping. You want to get out there. You want to make those big plays. And this shows restraint and maturity. So I'd love to be
kind of like the women's matches.
Kind of. Oh, what?
More strategic.
My goodness.
Mature.
That was just a pure coincidence.
What do you know?
Yeah, 7-5. But just for fun, maybe let me say I think it might be maybe Zeal takes it.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're wanting to see maybe a bit of a break in the action. Like quite often, Wilmot, he's quick on a charge, but not solo throwing while he's up there.
Yeah.
It would be a pattern break that like that leads to higher scoring.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what might happen once this is going to be my guess here is that this is a long point that's going to make New Era a little uncomfortable.
Oh, it's moments like that.
Yep, and it's going to make New Era uncomfortable, and New Era is going to come back out full guns blazing in the next round. They're not going to be holding it back. They're going to do what they do better than anybody, which is just full send with all the power and strength of 1,000 suns. Be very interesting as Colin, middle name catch Charche. He's got plenty of balls, so he's in no rush because he's always going to be protected. So do you have a sacrificial moment, like a trade if Como's at the line, or full? Like it's hard to do a full send when he's got so many to defend himself. Yeah, no, I don't think that full send is going to come until the next point, and I don't think he's going to sacrifice himself. I think if I'm New Era, I'm confident in my ability to beat Zeal, and therefore the longer, like it doesn't matter, we can run this clock as long as we want.
Do you imagine like a Como or Armador wanting to stay at the line for the sacrifice?
No, I don't think so. I think at this point, I think both teams are coming into this with a lot of confidence, and
shot clock reset. Now Burden over to Zeal.
You know, I think if I'm Zeal, the longer that I keep the score tight with New Era, the better off I'm going to be. So I would let this play itself out.
Well, we're going to see deja vu all over again. He hits the line. Solo throw. Rips it. Okay. Burden, Zeal.
Really interesting style of gameplay going on here. Is that a timeout?
No way. It's like, no way on the interesting standpoint. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is such a strange game.
They're just deciding. I think right now, Captain Kopit is saying what the plan is going to be here. What is the strategy? And maybe you're right. Maybe it is step out and then let's come back in, full steam ahead. Maybe it's go for the catch.
Well, and at the very least, giving him a rest here.
Yeah. Going for the catch is probably a pretty solid choice now. Chartier is an exceptional catcher. There's a very good chance.
Elite.
Yes, elite. Yes.
Very few, I'd say, could possibly surpass him.
There's a very good chance that he makes the catch, and if he does it ends the round, and it gives New Era a chance to reset the vibe and come back out with a little bit more heat, which I really do think that a long point like this is going to make them feel like it's time to turn it up.
2 ball blocks again. And if you're watching and wondering why Jesse Kopet is not playing, and it's due to injury. Initially, I was joking that he was the bench player and wonder if he gets a chance to play.
Nice big jump by Amador. I like the cross leg jump. Yeah, it looks so cool.
Yeah, if there was a pillow for him to land on, then it would be a brilliant landing. Oh!
There it is, going for the catch.
Yeah, attempts. Went into the Death Star and did it.
So time to see if my prediction is correct, which is I'm saying it again. I think New Era comes out looking totally different now. They come out guns blazing. They're gonna go fast. They're gonna go hard. They're gonna unleash those big arms, and they're not messing around anymore. They're gonna see what they can do, quick, fast and furious, and no calm.
DJ gets it, and neither connect, and a over the back hits Lavoie. He'd be one of the people I think that goes full send.
Yeah, absolutely.
As well as Yarjo.
Yep. Shout out to the Mrs. Yarjo.
Once it's her last name, she's like, this is how you say it.
Who sent me a message to get me to make sure I said it right. Now I said I'll tell the world. The world needs to know it's Yarjo, not Yarjo. That's my mission in life. Nguyen getting a little tippity tap there, and wow, DJ as well. DePasquier, sorry.
And a note there, of course, you're allowed to send that ball while you're still alive. It is when the ball that connected on you finally hits the ground.
Yeah, or an object that makes it die. So the ceiling, the wall, yeah.
They all represent the ground.
That was a great play on DePasquet's part. Woo! Really heads up.
Thank you for the post for protecting me.
Yes.
While
Real
McEwen is
MVP here
limped.
today.
Gonzalez on the left wing with the play call. Holzer, Amador.
And I totally wrong. They did not go full send. They are still playing slow and calm and controlled. So I don't know if it's confidence, if it's tiredness. It's been a long day.
Could be or just like unsettled. Like it's like, okay, we know how New Era plays, and then you start playing.
Yep.
And like, why are they just on their heels the whole time? Why aren't they like, rabid dogs going after us? As Holzer's
That's true. It could be a little unsettling, for Zeal. You expect New Era to come out the gate one way, and they come out completely differently.
So should we call this the Holzer battle?
The battle of the Holzers?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Two brothers
Nice
enter.
and small in the corners. Charte, previous match, was just all ups all day. Not showing any fatigue as he's limbed. Amador versus 3.
I feel almost like they're like lions circling each other right now. Like they're just using the first half of this game to suss each other out a little bit and get a vibe for how this is going to go. And it's very interesting. It's an interesting vibe to watch.
Yarjo limbed, now 2v1. Pantel, Grenier. Long distance call saying 1-2.
Those are some pretty serious
Wow!
Wow, Amador.
Even with 2 balls in hand.
No kidding.
It's so difficult to get Grenier, but it was in transition as he's heading back.
I heard that. I felt it. That was a quite throw and a really beautiful connection just on this part of Grenier's body that it was exposed. Like his ankle was just above his feet.
Swats it away. Up and out. 2-0 lead.
Double tap.
So now this is when we go, okay, now I think New Era is going to go nuts.
Yeah.
Moises continues to sit, as does Ferris. Of course, Coupette will be sitting the whole time. Yarjo is on the sidelines.
Switching it up a little bit. So we've got Chartier, Wilmot, McEwen, Holzer, Dubuque, and Como.
Toss and pitch.
Wow, powerful throw there from McEwen. Really, really done well.
The team rewards him by putting on the right wing. He's targeted. Nice and low.
Yeah, really nice and low. And ball above him, hard to hit for sure.
In and out of the gloves. Big advantage happening here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Zeal taking out Heathens, taking out Apex. Now going for the reigning champs with a 2-player advantage, 2-point advantage. Burden to throw, New Era. Oh, that was a hard throw into the stands.
To note here that these aren't only our reigning champs here in Manitoba. These are some of the best players in Canada, some of the best players in the world.
So silver medalists
for nationals, and we're looking at
squad.
A couple of good one. Looking at a couple Team Canada players who represented Canada at Worlds. Very successfully. Chartier is a current gold medal world champion on mixed foam.
Grenier on the mixed. What?
Oh, sorry, Grenier is who I meant. Was Chartier on that team? But there's definitely a couple.
Yarjo.
Yeah, that's right, Yarjo. Yep, world champion. So for Zeal to come up and take this team on, they're not just taking on our local champs. They're taking on world champs. All right, here they come.
Oh, nasty throw. I think it didn't look like it was going away. And
it did, and it's like, Chartier made quick work of that. Just, you think you're out of the way sometimes, and it just isn't so. Chartier barely moving. Just sees the ball coming, gets his foot just a little bit out of the way. No need to expend the extra energy.
Husky lines up, sends it at Como. Even though it was a no-look throw, Como staying alive. Pulls her up into the line. Good ups, Grenier. He needed it that time. Now lethal with 2 balls in hand. He's likely to send one. Rips the target.
Hits him so hard that it almost bounces off his body and back to the other side of the court.
Tries to repeat, but does not as Mark Holzer gets out of the way.
Nice little movement there from Holzer. Oh, and trying to give Grenier a taste of his own medicine there with a low cross-court shot, but not quite making contact.
Mark fakes. High and outside, burden to throw, Zeal.
4 minutes, just under 5 minutes left in this game, first half of this game, as the ball makes its way on court. From what looks to be a 2-2 score on the court on the other side. So pretty exciting stuff happening over there.
Battle of bronze.
Yes, somebody's walking away from that game with some hardware. Up to the line. Oh, McEwen looking like he almost stepped on the line.
Someone hit fast forward, went a little bit quicker. But our default place returns. Slow and steady.
Yep. Yeah, slow and steady. Both teams are, there's a lot on the line here, and they're playing with intention.
Woohoo! Snipe. You could even see it from Mark's face.
Yeah, thought that he was out of the way, but
nastiness.
But like you said, heat seeker, right? It's that. Back on the line here, they resume play after an errant ball makes its way onto the court.
So do you want to revise your prediction?
No, I don't think so.
You're gonna hold to it? Okay.
I'm gonna stick with it. Feels like it's unfair partway through.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I like that. You know, DJ, it's like the quick whip of his throw is just impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's targeted.
He's been really on top of those blocks.
Back and forth, hard on target. Wilmot tags.
2 shots on Grenier, and he blocked them both like it ain't no thing.
Up and
nice move from McEwen.
Oh, what a grab! Pulls it in. How he reversed his momentum. That's probably the most impressive part.
Yeah.
Because he got hit backing up and then had to hustle to the ball.
Hustle forward to get it. Yeah. Taking out McEwen, and now it's Como, but we've seen Como do some pretty impressive things today, so I would say,
as with that one,
example.
toe tapper, now 3v1, noting that Calavois is nice and fresh right there.
Yep.
Brings that lefty arm.
It's been a long round. Oh, and it's disarmed.
It's been a long round, he's just sad. It's hard to hold on. And that's the first point, really, of the gold medal match for New Era. You wouldn't think near 18 minutes in that they would get their first point of the set.
And then only 3 points total. Looking across the court there, it looks like we have a 3-2 game in favor of Dark Horse in the bronze medal match.
Good rip, right on target.
Sexy Rex Gonzalez taking a shot right off the pitch there and making a connection on Nguyen.
Down to 3 players, New Era. This one was quick.
Yeah, that was a quick turnaround.
Up and line.
Yeah. No catch.
Too bad.
Oko looking up and saying, "What do you mean that wasn't a catch?" And then realizing that, of course, he was on the line.
One of the things that's impressive about Nick Grenier's blocking, he's just got such great form. Knees in, elbows in, and then kind of tapper down.
Absolutely. He's been one of the best players in the world for a long time, and it's very obvious why. Owner of the league here in Winnipeg, co-owner with his teammate Jordan Ferris. 5v3 now.
Bird in the throw, New Era. Garjo with an extra ball. He's the one that sends it.
Dubuque getting way down. Flat like a pancake.
Good rip. Grenier thinking about it. Does he? No, he's going to go on the retreat, communicate quickly with teammates.
And Mr. Gonzalez once again getting out of the way of that ball. Still 5v3 with 18 seconds left in the first half.
In the gloves of Charche, there it is.
Elite, like we said, elite.
Catch number 1 of the match.
And now it's even Stevens. Oh,
And the line.
And just like that, we lost Wilmot and Amador. And just in time for no blocking, we are down to 4 New Era players versus 5 New Era players versus once upon a time Golden Boy himself, Rex Gonzalez.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And a quick end. Grenier happy to celebrate that one.
Ties it up.
Switching sides.
just like that. It's like the first half never even happened. Score is 2-2. And we're switching sides, seeing what these teams can make in the second half of this game. We see a 3-3 tie game over there on the other courts as Dark Horse and Apex battle it out for that hardware.
And not only would it be just placement here and the bragging rights of bronze, this will affect their seeding as they head to nationals. What group you'll go in. So it'll be Manitoba 3 is one of the pools. Manitoba 4 will be in a different one.
Yep.
The stronger you are, the weaker most of your competition is.
Which is makes for an easier trip, hopefully, through to the playoffs. We are sending a lot of men to that tournament. Manitoba will be sending 9 teams to nationals this year.
Well deserved.
Yeah, we have
representation by population.
Very strong population here in Manitoba for dodgeball. We play a lot of dodgeball. It's an indoor thing that we can do in the winter, so we love it. All right, New Era lines up. Here we go. Zeal's already in position. And what do you think? Same speed? A little bit faster? Couldn't be any slower.
It could be any slow. Well, meanwhile, though, the defensive stance on the balls.
Oh yeah, they're showing us a defensive game again.
As the elder Holzer quickly gets the balls, and the younger Holzer's take it out.
To be clear, I gotta say I don't mind a slow game. I'm saying it can't be slower. Not like it's a bad thing. I think
they'd have to tie their shoes together to slow themselves down.
Just especially when you have these big guns, these guys on court, and they're showing this level of restraint and discipline.
And team catch.
Yarjo speaks to their professionalism and their desire to pull it away and play as a team.
Good catch. Wish we could see it from our angle.
Just saw the back of Grenier as he did a little happy dance.
Speaking of restraint, I was like, a little quiet.
Yeah, a little bit of a tiny celebration.
McEwen lines up now, staying back. Maybe a mid-court throw. Pasquet on him. Again, restraint. He's not quick to fire back.
Yeah, again, the restraint, the discipline. It is really looking good.
Oh, wow. Delivers the ankle biter.
What an
now with the
amazing
lead.
throw. That was great. Yeah, now all of a sudden.
3 in a row, right?
Yep. 3 in a row.
Yeah, 3 in a row.
The New Era that we have come to expect in years past. Confident, calm, collected, and winning a lot.
Well, that.
A little bit of a false start there from the Holzer one. Let's see what Zeal does now with that 3 in a row. If they can turn it around, I think that they're maybe in a.
It is a double hit. See, I wish DePasquier, if he thought he didn't have it, if he also booped the ball.
And see if somebody else could take it for them.
The ultimate team catch would be happening right there.
Yeah.
Wilmot clipped.
Will not calling himself out. Big moment here for Zeal. See if they're going to be able to come back up.
The strafing and the hopping are not rewarded, and we're down to 3v4. Burden to throw, Zeal. Gonzalez solo throws. RJ getting out of the way.
Big hops by Dubuque. You know, there's definitely some value to having a couple less people on the court. I think 4 is really nice. You can run in almost every offensive play in the book really effectively with 4 players, and you have space to dodge, which is really nice.
Oh, what a slide.
Especially when you're going to do something like that.
Yeah, like a full dive.
Yeah. It's harder to do when there's 6 of you on the court, that's for sure.
Another little element of Grenier's game is just how he holds his hands when he blocks too.
Yeah, underneath, making sure that he's got his fingers tucked in. He's not going to get called out on a finger block. And not only that, the way he makes use of the court, he gets right down into the corner. He uses every inch of that court that's available to him. Makes it look easy.
Chantal has been quiet, not talking about him lately. He's taking that right wing and hard throw, putting the attention where it deserves.
Quiet, and then he rocks up with that.
Thunder.
Yeah, with that absolute crusher of a throw. The business end of that ball is not a spot where you want to be, I'll tell you that much.
1-2, Dubuque staying alive.
But if you find you need to learn how to dodge, it's a really great incentive to get out of the way when it's a ball that's being thrown at you by Pentel. So
good cross, no connections.
Yeah, that was a couple really nice throws there. Been a long day of standing. Take a little seat. Oh, Dubuque getting hit on the back. Amador now going for the catch.
Oh, no.
Not quite able to make it happen.
4 in a row. Slow and steady march is working.
Yep. Yeah, once again, it's been a long, long day. And these teams have played, well, now the most out of almost anybody, right? You got to dig deep. Whatever you got left in the well, that's what you're drawing from now. And this slow, steady game is working beautifully for a team that's known to be a little bit more fast and furious sometimes. So
that one in particular, it looks like everyone was running in water. They just
yeah.
Day.
Yeah, it really speaks to the not just the discipline and everything that I was saying before, but to the depth of the abilities of both of these teams. That when they get to the end of a long day like this, they can pull out an entirely different game style and still do it so effectively. What a multifaceted, talented group of athletes.
Is that like a no-look catch? Like, it kind of felt like he closed his eyes and pulled
just
the ball
sort of folded in.
That's all. She saw that one coming.
There he goes.
So this would be one of the most critical sets, right? Like, if not the highest leverage moment, because we're 2-5, 3-4 are different multiverses of opportunity.
Exactly. 2-5 is a really big deficit to try to come back to inside of 15 minutes.
Never mind the fact, 5 in a row.
Yes, absolutely. Whereas, 4-3, that's just a Tuesday.
It's all flipping around, resets. New Era's burden to throw, 4 men at the line. Pasquet, a trailer by Grenier, but no connections. Crosses are good. Pasquet kind of screened on the cross, but it was both players protecting themselves.
McEwen happy about that shot. And you know what? That trail shot from Grenier was really well positioned, well timed, and well placed. Did everything right there, but
in and out.
Oh, and if he hadn't done that secondary.
Oh, what a jump, and he's alive until that moment.
Oh no, that took a quick turn.
Oof. Yeah.
A very quick turn for Zeal.
Does Rex Gonzalez have the gloves to bring one in? Moser doesn't want to be the one to throw it.
Booing? Just wondering if there was some booing happening from the other court. I totally missed that.
Gonzalez saying, yeah, you got me. And now we've entered the universe of 5v2. 5-2. Commanding lead, 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's a big
45
lead
left.
for New Era now. And inside of 15. Just picking up some of the tea from over on the other court. It was a comical boo, not a real boo. Yeah, we heard some booing, and but that's okay. Just some gentle booing amongst friends. That game over there, by the way, looks like it's tied at 4-all. So we have a 4-4 tie in the fight for the bronze medal between between Dark Horse and Apex. All right, here they go, lining it back up, and we are in the second half here with 12 minutes and 50 seconds left to go.
Good shot, Holzer, all smiles. You didn't get me.
Just a huge grin, and why not, right? He deserves to smile, being that close up, making that play, staying alive. Such a great player. I say that, but literally every player on this team.
Meanwhile, speaking of tea, I think were they yelling about the ball? Like, give us that ball. And most likely when you have to return a ball, it might have been a retriever touched it.
Oh, I see. Well, it seems like it saves at least one of the Zeal players. Wilmot with a catch. Holy moly. That poor man's elbows.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. There was a casualty, though. Arthritis in 30 years.
There it is. Oh.
Does not repeat history, nor does the Pasquet.
Whoa.
A limb on 3 attempted catches.
And when the dust settles, we are left with Rex
Oh
Gonzalez,
my goodness!
who's completely
I
off
was
the
very
board.
confused for a second there because we're counting the numbers and I was like, oh, it's for no.
Forgetting that the green line is your sideline. I don't know what's worse, lining out by accident or lining out because you totally thought you were so well within your boundaries.
Duke getting nice and low, ready. Tex rips it. Montel in center. Charte right. Every man with the ball. 1-2. It's middles. Duke getting out of the way.
You know those videos they say cats are liquid? I think Denim Dubuque might be liquid. Yeah, he's certainly hard to hit, and he's been that way forever. He's been around a long time, and he's never been an easy guy to get out of the game. So.
Switching sides.
Yeah.
Cross.
Probably making use of Denham's left-handed throw there a little bit by switching sides, seeing if they can't switch things up.
Rips it hard on target. Holzer looking at his hands. Disappointed. Maybe like a. Sometimes you put fingers onto hands.
Yeah, and then
it was
a
bad miss,
your finger a little bit.
and you get like maybe a little cut. It's the worst.
Yeah.
And you probably have some. Kind of not glue. What are we talking about?
Chalk.
Some chalk,
Some
and then
chalk
it's
on
like the searing pain.
Wow.
Oh, there we go.
Good
Catch
catch
meter
for
continues
Charte.
for Charte.
When I'm looking at my hands after a missed catch, just because I'm talking to them, like, what are you doing, hands?
You have
Get
one
it together.
job.
Yeah, exactly. I own
Duke.
you. Do what I say.
Well, he's gonna get nice and small.
Just couldn't quite get his arm on that. But, New Era's got to be feeling pretty good about themselves right now. They have really dug themselves right out of that hole, and now their lead is commanding. It's 6-2. There's less than 10 minutes. It's not an impossible task for Zeal, but New Era is making it harder.
They would be a dark horse,
harder.
indeed, though.
Yes, exactly. But this has been a really great game. Both teams making it look easy, but it is certainly not easy. These are some of the best players you'll ever come across on both sides of the court, and really They've taken every single point right down to the wire, almost every single point right down to the wire. It's well matched. I don't think anyone would say that either of these teams doesn't deserve this spot in the gold medal game.
A break in the action, both wingers slowly making their way up.
6v4 now. Dubuque still getting out of the way there. A pop-up catch.
Until is out.
Oh. And so we got Dubuque and Chartier.
Cousin Chartier, 2 balls in hand, protecting himself.
DePasca is hard man to hit. He's had a lot of firing at him this tournament, and he's spent a lot of time on court still. So that really speaks to his talent and survivability.
Good active blocking on his part. Dubuque too.
Yeah, Dubuque. Speaking of survivability, just grabs the ball that happened to be on the ground in front of him and uses it to keep himself alive. Still on the court there.
That's good. Sharing with a teammate, but Destiny had other plans. He's got another ball in hand. There we go. Getting out of the way.
You know, there's not a lot of players in the province, the country, the world who go this many rounds against New Era and live to tell the tale, but man, Dubuque and Chartier are putting on a masterclass here in survivability.
Oh, he squared up, tried to bring it in. And able to. Now it is Lots v. Chartier.
He does it.
Lives to see another ball. Squares up, cuz. And an elimination. You're next, Yarjo.
Yarjo.
Hey, Yarjo.
Asking for a ball. And here it comes.
Bird in the throw, Zeal.
It's definitely harder.
Oh, end of the day, but the fully loaded arm of Pasquier decided to knock him to the ground.
Did
KO.
Did Chartier just did he look away for half a second? Is that what happened?
Or like he blinked.
He blinked and Pasquier decided that was his opportunity to end him. Wow.
Finish him.
That was quite the throw.
Oh my goodness.
Hopefully somebody can check on Chartier and the little cartoon birdies that are probably flying around his head. We've all been there. And I feel his pain. And thankfully, viewers, don't worry, the balls are foam. So no brains were harmed in the making of this entertaining.
And another catch. Wow. DePasca, it was like a screen and then opened up.
Yeah.
Good moment for him. And just like props right now for DJ. Like he's playing when there's a couple players on New Era that could be sitting in for him after that match.
Yeah, he's a really strong player. Jack of all trades. Just when you think DePasca is just a really solid defensive player, he rips out a throw like that one and shows you that he's an offensive threat as well. And if we're being honest, just a nice guy. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely looking good. Wilmot and Dubuque should make it pretty darn tough for New Era to close out this round.
Not a catch. Quick to point that out, Chartier.
Just over 5 minutes left, and there's a 5-point differential between these teams, so a point a minute required here for Zeal to make something happen in the last and final minutes of the tournament today.
Point a minute would require the ball actually moving as a heat seeker.
Yeah, absolutely. And it would require a change of pace from New Era, but why would they do that when their disciplined pace is doing such great things for them? There it is. Line it up, knock them down.
8-2-2. So the over on the number of sets for this match.
I did say, what did I say, 7 to 5? So
In favor of New Era.
In favor of Zeal. I thought maybe Zeal.
Sorry, in favor of Zeal. Yeah, I was supposed to say that. You didn't say it in favor of
so
the presumptive gold medalist.
No, I mean I always cheer for the underdog. It's not. Well, I am happy to see either one of these teams win. They both very much deserve it. But I was always going to pick the opposite of whatever you picked.
So we have our switch up as Ferris, Ian, and Moises are on the board here.
Yeah.
Ian doing a good job getting out of the way. Oh, geez, with an injury, so don't expect him to be moving around much.
Just coming in, show him how it's done. Seems like he's walking gingerly.
It would be somewhat entertaining if nonetheless all the Zeal balls just full send on him.
Right at him. Just want to make sure that he's got an opportunity here to.
What a catch!
Ferris
protects himself.
Really, really using his head there. There's our other league owner there. We've got Ferris, the other owner of Dodgeball Winnipeg.
With a gorgeous New Era hat.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice.
Emily, did you know there's a Dodgeball merch shop now?
I did. The dodgeballshop.com/New Era if you want to go get yourself some New Era merch. Show your love for the Prairie Provinces. And Mr. Daniel Holzer with another big catch.
Picking out promo and another catch. Makes it 9-2. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
So I gotta say that I really was surprised to see the speed, the pace, as we know, but it's proven to be very successful for New Era. This is a team with a ton of experience. They know what they're doing, and I should know better than to think that I know what's going on inside their heads, because they really do seem to have it on lock.
Wow, what was stunning was the first 2 points.
Yeah.
Great, and they tried to stay with it. Ian also tagged out.
Zeal looking really good here too. Zeal should come away from this tournament feeling very, very happy with themselves. They have improved their position over last year, from 3rd place to 2nd place, and no matter what, they will be heading to nationals representing Manitoba in a really great position this year, 2024. Some really killer plays from Zeal. And sometimes you get a final matchup where you think, maybe one of the or the other of the teams kind of fluked their way into the finals, and maybe it was an upset and should have gone another way. I think we can both agree that's not the case here today.
Absolutely. Well, we got to see it on the mainstream again and again. The rise of Zenith going through some good teams.
Yeah, both of these teams really earned their spot. Yeah, Zeal. Sorry, Zenith. Zenith was.
Oh, I made it the whole match until the final minute.
Zenith was our.
Our
I
was talking
team.
about it last match, the Apex versus Zeal.
Yeah.
A merger of the two, as we got 40 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think that.
Are we going to see the end of this set?
We are. We're going to see.
Oh my goodness! He draws the arrow.
Pantel now.
For pride. Up and out, they get it. So
there you go.
Congratulations.
Yeah, once again, congrats. 3-peat, hat trick, call it what you want. An era of dominance here in Manitoba for New Era.
And for those of you watching tomorrow morning, you'll be watching the 2024 Riel Cup continue, the women's division. You've been watching the men's division. Congratulations, both teams. I spoke too soon. We're going to be watching, is it the second half? Okay, so what's really important right now is there's another match going on beside us. It is the battle for 5th, which currently is the threshold for attending nationals.
Excellent. So we will be switching our stream and our commentary over, I think.
Well, they will they're going to make the move to us. That's a flex.
They're coming
Emily,
to us.
we've got the premium seats.
Beautiful, and I'm going to take the next minute and 33 seconds to go see how this Dark Horse and Apex game shakes out.
Back after break.